Next, let's queer up health. Therapist advocates year-round pride recognition amid this year's election. Dr. Jenna Brownfield, a Minneapolis therapist and member of the LGBTQ+ community, emphasizes the importance of recognizing pride long after June ends. She knows firsthand that the journey to acceptance can be tough, but ultimately rewarding. She suggests, open quote, have realistic optimism and hope for your LGBTQ loved ones instead of just veering into maybe some toxic positivity, end quote. She highlighted the importance of acknowledging the challenges LGBTQ+ individuals face, especially in 2024. She observes that during every 4-year election cycle or when LGBTQ+ identities are politicized, the volume of anti-LGBTQ+ signs and rhetoric increases. Hence, she believes that increasing the support and affirmation for the community through signs and words can make a significant impact. For those who came out during Pride Month, Brownfield advises ongoing support and says, open quote, let them call the shots on what makes sense for them, end quote. Brownfield encourages everyone to celebrate their true selves year-round. She encourages community members to celebrate their true selves anytime and every time they want to. She adds, open quote, that doesn't have to only be during Pride Month, end quote. With the 2024 election just months away, queer mental health should be a front and center issue for our community. And I so agree with you, Ms. Brownfield. The same way that I say I'm 365 days Black is the same way I say I'm 365 days gay, because I wake up this way in full authenticity. And I believe that it is hella important for us to really, I said this before, really redefine community and really redefine what it is that LGBTQ+ means as a community, not just a flag, not just a pride parade. You know, we know this as the activists we are and advocates we are, but out to the community, just let's get more intentional about our community and what it means to be community and what it means to actually have pride and really live our true authentic selves, because that is the gateway to healthy mental stability.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Dale, I'm going to ask you, toxic positivity. So it could be a bad thing. Okay, we go to Unity on the Bay. Okay,
yeah, that's also known as spiritual bypassing. Yeah, when you just make everything hunky-dory and just pretend that everything's great, and it's not. It never is. Everything is not always great. So bypassing all that seeming negativity, which is not, it's just a part of the piece of the pie of who you are. Embracing your fears, embracing your negativity, embracing all the things that frighten you will give you strength. Embracing your vulnerability is power.
Yeah, and it's power just knowing that everything isn't okay, like you said, you know. But maybe if we come together, redefining what community is, then maybe we will be okay in the future.
And not feel alone, because that's where community is. You want to not feel alone. To know that you can, that there's someone on the other end of the device, you know, the phone or the
affirming you. Affirming. It's affirming to see, just like with Black people, when we see each other, we affirm one another. And that's how you know kinfolk, when you affirm one another. And as an LGBTQ+ community, affirming one another is very valuable to your mental health. It is a very important piece, because when you're interacting with the mainstream society and you're out and about and you're navigating, I always say microaggressions are not micro, they're macro, because they have an impact on the mental, they have an impact on the subconscious, they have an impact, and that's why a lot of people turn to escapism and drugs and things of these things of that nature. But when we really solidify ourselves, we get to start cleaning up and healing some of those things, because you're starting to affirm other people to let them know that you're not going through this alone. There's strength in numbers, there's strength in the people.
And that's why it's also important for us to remember, for all community members to remember, that we need to build each other up and stand, and stand up for each other, because there is so much we know in all the communities across the LGBTQ plus spectrum of tearing people down within the community. And that is doubly destructive because it's breaking down a person, it's tearing down a person, and then it's tearing down the community. So you're not building brick by brick, you're tearing down. So there's a lot of give and take, but we're aspirational in our current positivity and accepting the toxicity.
And when you think about it, I think about the children and how representation is important and how the only time a lot of them get to see us being proud of who we are and the companies recognizing us as gay people is during June, you know?
Yeah.
And can you imagine if they were able to look out all the time and see people being proud of who they were in the LGBTQ community? It would be okay to be who they are and let them know that it's okay to be who they are.
Yeah.
Representation matters.
It really
Most
does.
definitely.
Edward, how does this wash over you?
It's, you know, it resonates because, you know, I think about my own life journey and, you know, it was based around a lot of fear, you know, and my life experiences, you know, in my early years dictated that. So my thinking and the way I was presenting myself when I was younger, you know, led to a very destructive behaviors that I had to correct. So within the last decade, I would say, you know, for me, it's been a life transformation. And so it's rethinking and realizing that the way I react and the way I converse with people, you know, sometimes it isn't the way I'm always perceiving it because it's those things that I have to, you know, stifle in the back of my brain and say, you know what, that's not real. You know, that's an experience you had in the past, you know. So, you know, we're a resilient community, but we're a broken community. And so, you know, sometimes you just have to have a little patience with us broken people.
Right. And that
patience
is key. And that patience can be key, you know, because there is some kind of resentment that we have, at least I do to some people, where June, I work all June, the first day to the last day. I'm doing pride events everywhere, right? Anybody, some little mom and pop cupcake place wants a pride event, get the lesbian, right? And I love that because that gets to, you know, buy me shoes and stuff, right? But it would be great if it was all year round. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we're queer all year. So it would be great to have that acknowledgement from our allies and our supporters all year, not just on June.
True.
Right.